Hey everyone, how are we doing? We're going to get started with some data analytics here. Let me go into the chat, see if anyone's here. I'm going to send out a message and say, if you want to complete data analytics, join in. Now I'm hearing myself. One person watching, it's me. It got hot out today. Like, it was like cold, then hot, then hot, then cold. Hot, then cold, cold, then hot. A little chill music here. Oh, got a message. Okay, so we're updating. Yep. Sorry about that. Okay, there's that. Let's email and complete data analytics early. Join now. Click here. Okay, complete data analytics early. Let's do this. Okie dokie. Notice hours. Live chat. Pop out chat. There we go. Okay, let's do some data analytics. Here we go. Okay, we got the data analytics on the screen. We're going to take the note of where we're at. And so 413, or SNAT 201, data analytics 6, getting started. So data analytics 6 is writing a future research and executive summary. So you need to know what these things are before you get started on them. The tasks are listed out for you, and I always suggest looking at the rubric to see how you're going to be graded. So you go down here, you preview the rubric. You can enable self-assessment. What? I think that's for me as the educator. Like, Brian, please click that button. We'll grade ourselves. We'll be very thorough. And you look at your information on here. You look at the executive summary, the why of it. The company is identified, and the goal of the research is stated. Then you go to the key findings section. So this is only 1 point, like who's the company, what are we doing? If you're not very clear, you'll lose half a point. The key findings, and this is where students lose points here. I hope everyone's watching the first part because it's the most important stuff. Students don't give numeric backing. That's the biggest problem is, notice it says you have to give numeric backing. What does that mean? That means if I were to tell you students do better who attend reviews, cool. On average, students do better by 5 points who attend reviews. Notice the 5 points is like how much better they do. Or what if we said something like exercising 1 time a day makes you healthier? Exercising 1 time a day has been shown to lower cholesterol by 200 units or whatever. Like the 200 is what matters. Like, what did we find? What is the numeric backing? If you hear a difference between the two statements, like our pizza place, if open on Saturday, will make more money. Our pizza place, if open on Saturday, will have an increase in revenue by 12%. Will or expected. I should use expected. We don't like to say will in statistics. Notice the second statement I make every time has a numeric backing to it to give a context of what we're talking about and help explain why this is important. So a lot of people give key findings, but they don't give the numbers. They just say like this group was more than this group, but then they never say by how much. So mention the numbers. Executive summary action item. This is for you to figure out. The action item is listed in the executive summary and has some logical reasons supported to the company. Like, because of the increased revenue, our pizza company has decided we'll be open on Saturday. We'll have our hours from this to this and this, and we will staff 4 people, something like that. Because the study sessions have been shown to increase students' grades in the class or are associated with it, we have decided to hire another SI leader. The person will be this. You can be as specific as possible. Like the specific is terrific. What was the first one I did? Cholesterol one I did, something like that. Like exercising has been shown. Thus, since there is a relationship, don't use my exact words. Don't be like, since we showed this. But with the relationship we saw between exercising and lower cholesterol, we are on an education campaign to have more doctors in the state be part of Move Tennessee. I don't know. And Move Tennessee will try to get the participation rate in exercising up by going to local high schools and telling them about exercising. It can be more fun than that. But notice how this is connected to the ideas. I gave 3 just general possible things that could occur, and then I connect an action item, like a very specific thing we're going to do. And once again, be specific. how are you going to roll it out? It doesn't have to be like a big, huge plan, but it's like you'd let someone know, like, this is the plan of what we're doing based on this data. So make sure to be specific. And then executive summary format, 5 to 8 sentences, flexible. Just make sure they're strong sentences. Like, don't do 4 sentences and short sentences. That's 5 short sentences is bad. You want to make sure you're thorough. 5 is, you'd have to have some pretty big, strong sentences. It does say 5 through 8. I feel like the graders should be nice here. They shouldn't count sentences. If there's a 9th sentence, they shouldn't get mad, but be careful. Some graders can be very strict on that. You want to be clear, concise, and to the point. Every sentence should be impactful. There should not be fluff. It's like, we will be doing this. That's the action plan. It's like, we will be blah, 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 blah. Don't say we will be. Like, come up with your own words. The action plan says this. Our plan for this is this. We have set aside time to whatever. There's a million ways to say things. Don't use my words. Use your words. So that is the executive summary. The next part right here is the future research. The future research is ideas that go beyond the report. So with your future research right here, you're trying to come up with ideas that are not in the report. Like, the pizza place didn't look at the toppings. So maybe we should be doing an analysis of our toppings to cut down on waste. This would help us figure out what to order and stock certain things as space in the restaurant is limited, and we need to make sure we're properly allocating our resources. With the exercise thing, we didn't look at different types of exercising, so that we probably need to examine both, like high intensity workouts versus, like CrossFit, and see if there is differences among those to give people the best suggestion on what exercises are the best. With the study sessions, we didn't really analyze the difference between the different SI leaders, so we probably need to look at that to see which SI leaders are helping out the most, so we can look at those ways that they help out and try to figure out a kind of general approach to SI sessions that could help students. We don't have the answer to this, but it's where did we kind of have gaps in our knowledge? Future research is clear to proceed, and also, like, it's not like what we're going to do, like, from what we learned in the report. It's like, think of it as the limitations. Like, where are the gaps in our knowledge? Where did we not thoroughly think about this problem when we did this? And if we were to look back into this again, how would we look into the kind of holes in what we did? So future research, don't think of it so much as an action item. It's like, how can we do this better? Or where should we look into? Or how are we not thorough enough in what we did? I think that's the best way to talk about a future research. You mainly get this if you write decent things that are you just brainstorming. So now that is the rubric and how you are graded. So how to do the assignment. How do you do this assignment? Let's put a note in here. How do you do the assignment? Stat 201, data analytics 6, how to complete. So the first part of the assignment is going to be downloading the file up here at the very top. You want to go ahead and download the file, and you should see the file. Is it over here? Here it is right here. Here's the report. This should be, unless this is part of the analytics team. Yep, okay, company, executive summary, there's good stuff. Let's open this up right here. It should open up. One moment. Okay, so here is the report. Oh, here's the report. So why are you asked to make an executive summary? You're asked to make an executive summary because you're trying to make a one-page kind of condensed version of this. You're trying to take everything here and condense it down to one page. Like, I mean, you look at this. What is this showing? Quality of sleep via BMI. And we've got some medians right here. It's actually kind of hard to tell where the medians are at. We might mention them down here, but because of an overlap on either Q1 or Q3, very hard to tell. You can tell where the means are at. There's the means as the X's are right there. And the medians should be listed. The median, there it is. It's 8. It's 8 for this group. Very hard to tell. 6.5. So because Q3 and the median are overlapping, that's why it's hard to tell. So that's a sleep quality based on whether or not overweight. There we go. And you can see sleep quality, and then it will also say non-overweight quality of sleep, overweight quality of sleep, and you can see the ranges of value of quality of sleep. There's actually a bigger range over here, but making suggestions. Sleep disorder by overweight. This is a stacked bar chart right here, and you can see, I'm not trying to tell you all the details, but you can see the numbers down here. Here's the numbers, and with the people by overweight, so overweight versus not overweight. And you can see none. I think this is real data we're working with here. We usually try to give you real data. You probably know is different as a medical data set, so you can see different things appear. And sleep disorder by gender, not as strong as a relationship here. Here's a correlation matrix where we see the different correlations. You can see the most negative are red and the most positive are blue. Don't worry about the ones. That's where you correlate quality of sleep with quality of sleep. These are all quantitative variables. So things like sleep duration with quality of sleep is the most highly correlated. Getting a good and long night of sleep. Negatively correlated with quality of sleep is going to be your heart rate and your stress. Who would have thought stress is bad for sleep quality? Shocker there. And that's actually the strongest relationship, I think. The strongest negative. It even mentions that. That's the first thing that jumps to my mind, is strongest negative. But yeah, a lot of these are very, very, very highly correlated. Like daily steps, of course, with physical activity, positively correlated. Just think about what you learn from these. A perfect regression model, or near perfect. This is about the most beautiful regression model you can make of stress level and quality of sleep. Man, yeah, your stress level goes up, your sleep quality goes down. 80.78% of the variation in quality of sleep explained by your stress level. Residual plot looks pretty darn good. No real outliers or plot thickening. Nothing too crazy. Whole report from Excel right here with your R-squared and everything. Interpretations of slope and all that good stuff. R-squared is probably one of the most important things on there. It talks through most of this. Here's a bar chart just looking at overweight versus not overweight, just the univariate display. Not that many graphics. So not that much to go through. That is, you need to think about how to make this condensed. This is like a bottle of Gatorade. And you're trying to turn it into one of those little Gatorade gels or whatever. You're trying to condense it down. You're going to boil it, turn it into a little Gatorade packet. And what I mean by that is someone's going to say, I don't want to read this whole report. I want to read your one-page executive summary. An executive summary, when you make a one-pager, is going to look something like this. Executive summary. And then you're going to have your first part right here, like, who are we? Who are we / why are we doing this? Then you're going to have key findings. And you need to give numbers. Key findings with numbers. And then you're going to give action item. I don't think there's... I saw people with AI reflection, but I guess they just did that reflexively. And I didn't see it. But do it if it says it. Do everything it says. And then future research. Not bad handwriting. Future research is its own thing, and this is just like brainstorming. So about that's good. That's not so brainstorming. So this is about what it should look like when you zoom out on it. It could be a little shorter, a little longer. But that's a general idea of how your page is going to look. It's, once again, this is like the whole report. Who are we? Why are we doing this? State the company, state the names, explain what was researched, like why we're researching it. Like 1 or 2 sentences here. This is probably 1 through 2. If it's 1, it needs to be long. So I'm afraid to put 1, and someone's like, Brian said put 1 sentence. I'm like, no, put 2. Never hurts. These are all estimates. Estimated amount of pages. Pages. I got to write 20-page paper. And this is probably where I'd put the bulk of it. And you could do the action item in 1. So then you'd have 3. If it says 5 to 8, I'd probably go by 2 sentences for what? The who are we and why are we doing this? Who are we and why are we doing this? Who are we in this company and why are we doing this? Paige, how does this sound? Is this making sense right here? This is the write-up for the Data Analytics 6 and how you're doing it. This is the how to complete it. And we've gone over the rubric. And you have to actually read this report over here. Got to look at that steak. You got to read the report and see what they found. And then go through the report. I think it's right here, Data Analytics Charge. And you have to find the important key findings and summarize it. Do not say in this report, I will show you, this is... The point of an executive summary is someone only reads the executive summary. They could take the rest of the report and rip it up. It's like they see your report and they rip off the executive summary. The executive summary is all they read. The executive summary is for the executives who don't have time to read your full report, and so they get an executive summary of your report. So that's what the executive summary should look like kind of when it's on your page, at least for this one. I mean, if there's a bigger report, it'd probably take up the full page, but probably like a 10-page report, 1-page executive summary. Maybe it's like a 10%er, 10% of the length. But, and then it's like if you have an executive summary, you wouldn't name the executive summary of executive summary. But once again, the point of an executive summary is a concise overview of a longer report. It's to give everything, the stakeholders, the executives, all the information super duper quick so they know everything. Paige, what are you working on? Because it's kind of all I can do right here. And one thing to note is we got MuBot. We got MuBot who can help out with ChatGPT or who can help out with doing this. And you can literally do data analytics assignments with MuBot. So if you're watching this right here, let's put MuBot helper in the chat. And my suggestion, let's do this. Stat 201, data analytics 6 using MuBot. Let me say this to MuBot. Oh, and then we're going to put the link. MuBot. There's MuBot's link in the chat. That'll bring you to the ChatGPT MuBot. And let me say this. What do I need to do for data analytics 6? Okay. He should know. He should be like executive summary future research. Okay, here he's saying all that. Look at this. He knows. He knows data analytics 6. And he's saying I'm MuBot in the chat. So he's going over right here. So let's upload this. I don't think he has that document, so we probably take him that document. And I'm going to upload the document real quick. So 1 second. I'm uploading the document that we have. Okay. So I've got the document here to be uploaded, and I'll say, this is the report I have to make the executive summary for. Ask me 8 key questions based on this report that I can answer, and then you can help me craft an executive summary. Okay. He should ask, we're not going to take a look yet, but he should ask, like, who's the company and what are they doing? Why are we doing this? What is the key finding 1? What is the key finding 2? What's your action item? What's your ideas for future research? What is the main goal analysis? There it is. Who's the company and why are they doing this? We should then start to see, like, what did they collect on, like, data sets? There we go. How many adults were included? What were the key variables? And then key findings. Literally what I said. And I didn't know what he was going to say. And then it should be action item. Where's action item, MuBot? Well, where's action item? Do I need an action item? Or no? That's why I got to be careful. Okay, so let's see her here. Would you like me to show you how to phrase that recommendation eloquently for your summary once you... Okay. Well, I want 8 questions where I come up with the ideas, and then you help me write it and make it grammatically awesome. Okay. Okay. So here we go. Who's the company? What did they study? Oh, what stood out about quality of sleep and BMI? Okay, he's even getting to it. So is BMI in there? We should see BMI, and quality of sleep is down here. And it literally says about BMI right there. So, this is... BMI is right here. It's very likely that other factors other than high BMI. So BMI, I think they're just calling overweight. So people... I don't want to say it. I'm not going to say it. I'm not saying it. It's just, you got to look at it because I want to answer the questions. How did you notice about gender and sleep disorders? What two or three variables? That's talking about the correlation matrix right there. What did the regression model show? What's the big takeaway from this? If you had to tell a busy hospital executive one main thing, what would it be? It should be like, what is your action item? What should happen next? The problem is with this, you're going to have too much. This is more of, remember, the future research. So let me write this. Grade this 0 through 10 for me, or grade this for me. Do not write these. My study is on VMC, and they collected data on lots of people. Okay. We'll see what this. Brown, Stevens. Adams section. 1040. No, B. Stevens. At cool.com. Okay. My study is on VMC, and they collect a lot of people. Who is? I think it's the name of the company. Here we go. Volunteer medical community stands out as a pillar of the healthcare community, known for its cutting-edge medical technologies. So this is, you want to read this start right here. This is not the start to your executive summary, but it's the who are we. So read it, check it out. Is this making sense, Pate, right here? Study on sleep and things like gender. We found that gender did a lot We also found BMI did a lot. We suggest more, better sleep. For future research, we will look at more variables. I would give this... I'd give this like a 3 out of 10. MuBot should give a range to it. I'd give this a 3 out of 10. They got the stuff at the top. I'd give this a 3 or 4 out of 10. I'm nice, I'm going to a 4. You're right. Do not turn that in to get a 4 out of 10. Yeah, he was in my range. I said 4. Surprised he said up to a 60. That'd be really nice. But I'd give that a 4 out of 10. Does that? So you can ask me how to grade it. And he found my range. Would you like me to show you a 90? Uh-oh. I'm not going to type yes here, but I'm just saying. You can design your own bots to do things. You could make your own executive summary bot, and you program it to answer how you want. So when you look at this right here, let me see what he does. I'm going to see in the background right here. Yes, show me the perfect one. Okay, I'm right. I'm seeing what he does. He's not supposed to do this. Uh-oh. Well, you need to check some numbers if he does this. He would get in trouble though. Okay. Isn't this too long? Look at the rubric. Wouldn't this lose points for too much? Yes or no only. Do not redo it. Okay. Oh, right there. He wrote a lot. He gave it. It was good. It was good. I'll say that. It was good. So you would have lost me points. Yes or no? It's like you got to read the instructions. I'm sad. So please understand that these things, he's going to make the full one, isn't he? Exact ideal life. He'll do it. So I want to point this out, that we have a tool right here. I show this in class, I hope. But this tool, MuBot, which is in the chat right now, will allow you to pretty much do a lot of the work. And he can write a lot of it. And it won't work for things like Excel where you have to make output. But you could make your own custom ChatGPT bot that does your executive summaries, and you could put a report in. I do this a lot of times, especially I was writing a proposal this weekend for a conference. They might hear this now. But I went through and I gave it the instructions of what I needed to write, and then I said, here's my ideas. Like, the conference is about creating joy in learning, like fostering joy and belongingness and an environment students want to learn in. And I want to talk about what we do in our class with like the online learning and Discord and things like that, and creating online community for Gen Z, because people are more often, especially because of COVID, making friends on, whatever, like, I don't know, Fortnite. What are the kids playing these days? Roblox. But, there's more of this sense that you make online friends now than it used to be. Like when I was growing up, I was like, you met someone online? Uh-oh. I mean, still in a sense, you got to be careful who you meet. But I think we have to be more open to what it means to have community, where a lot of people, like my parents, would never think like I have my online community. So students now with classes, I think, need that. So I was writing these ideas down. I was basically just brainstorming. I just sat and I wrote. And I said, take my ideas and what I want and use these guidelines and phrase everything. Then I read through it and I was like, well, that's pretty much what I wrote, but with correct grammar and more elegant, because it's going to use maybe better phraseologies. And yeah, that's the point. I think that's the point of things like ChatGPT, is that I don't have to worry about grammar so much anymore. I still care about grammar and I still try to do right grammar. But when I don't have this like baggage on my shoulder of like, if you mess up the grammar, it's going to look bad. And wait, what's the grammar rule for this? And do I do a list? Do I do a colon, semicolon? Do I do a comma splice? I trust it to do grammar correctly. I trust it on that. And I tell it to. I say, make sure this is like A+, APA style, perfect, and has access to APA, so it knows all the rules. It's just logic at that point. And so, yeah, if you use ChatGPT, especially for this assignment, you probably will do pretty well, but you have to make sure it's doing it right. You have to know what the assignment says. You have to know what the assignment wants. You have to know how to get your info into ChatGPT, and you know have to prompt through it to make sure it's right. Well, I might head off because it is just a nice day. I'm stir crazy today. I had my Root canal. Here, I'll pause it. It's like Brian's. I want to send this out to people and be like, check this out. We're just in this lull of assignments right now. I had a root canal on Monday, and then tomorrow morning I'm going in and getting the filling redone. Well, yeah, Pate, 5,000 points. Ask away, Pate. That's what I was gonna leave because I didn't think anyone was here. Ask away, Pate. Floor is yours. I might grab a Sprite. I'm grabbing a Sprite. Don't tell anyone I have a soda. It's not even Sprite, 7-Up. Sugar is bad. I'm gonna have sugar. Do I have to paste the rubric into he knows rubrics. Yep. MuBot knows rubrics. How's it going, Pate? Any more questions? Feel free to ask, Pate. MuBot has the rubric. Watch this. Do you have rubrics? Yeah. The stat assignments. He should. He's a little tricky because you're not supposed to know if he has. I have all the official. Yep. He should be good on it. There it is. There's the name. Executive summary, 60%. It says 6 to 8. So, watch out. I did upload these. There's the tone, all this stuff. About 3/4 of a page. What? Look at this. About 3/4 a page. Look at what I did right here. Maybe 4/5 of a page, but about 3/4 of a page. It's about right. So, yeah. I guess I didn't make that clear enough at the start, Pete. But yeah, he can check them all. He gives you a range, and remember, he's not a real grader, but that maybe is what we might go towards one day, because our graders also have errors and ranges on how they do. If we wouldn't want a student who does perfect. We could always say take the higher end of the range, or like grade between 0 to 110, take the higher end of the range, and because then you just have to put. Problem is too is we don't want to put. We wouldn't have the student put their name on it. They'd have to give like a version. The only way to do this because we don't want to upload. When you upload stuff, don't put your name in it. I try to remove all. I've said my name to ChatGPT a billion times, but I would never going to put anything that I wouldn't want public out there. Like my name is very public, but be careful what you upload to ChatGPT. That's always a rule of thumb. So if we already use ChatGPT for grading, we would have to remove out all personal identifying information. Does that make sense, Pate? Like if we ever went towards that, look at my white 7-Up. It would have to be like submit a copy without this information. The reason we have you put your info is in case there's cheating, which there is sometimes. So yeah, awesome. And then with ChatGPT, it's gonna get weirder because what if two people basically prompt the same and then MuBot does the same? It's a pain. It is a pain. It is really tough. It's like you got a ship and like the ship is going smooth and sailing smoothly, and then it hits a rock, and then you're like bailing water out, and then you notice it hit another rock. You're like, I bail water over here, and you're like, we were going so smooth, and then COVID hit, and then ChatGPT hit, and then online teaching hit, and then it's tough. It's like education in the last decade has changed so much. Online education really ramped up in the last decade. COVID hit, which made it even faster, and then ChatGPT changed it too. So it's really tough for educators. And a lot of educators are going to conferences and stuff, and I want us to do a conference. With that, I'm going to do a meeting real quick. I'm going to meet with some people, and then I'm going to go on a walk. Pate, thank you so much. Pate, why not 50,000 points? Pate, did you join? Because I sent out the bat signal. I said, everybody, if you're around here, join up. Did you see the whop, whop, whop? 50,000 points, Pate, for being here. Maybe I'll try to do that. Tell people in class, Brian owes you 50,000 points at some random point during office hours. Well, I really appreciate it. I'm glad you're here, and I hope this gave you... I've bookmarked everything in here. People can see where MuBot's at. Until then, bye for now, everyone. Bye!